I'm doing this in case I die, which more than likely I will. I've had really bad medical problems. Like, I go on there, I've showed everyone about my foot. I'm in a boot. It's been a whole year. A young guy broke my ankle and my foot, and the police haven't arrested him. It was on camera. I had management at Woolworths at Edgeworth hit me and push me in front of the entire shop on camera. They won't arrest him for assault, and it's a massive lawsuit. And then I had one of the neighbours try to strangle me to death for 45 minutes while I was talking to the police, begging for my life. And she heard it go silent, which usually means when you're choking on the phone that obviously they've killed you. Nothing. She just hung up on me. Then they showed up nearly 2 hours later, and they tried to arrest me for something I hadn't done that someone else around here had. So not only was I spoken to like dirt, they didn't do anything. He admitted to hitting me because I was in his kitchen. So I deserved to be near choked to death and thrown around the kitchen, didn't I? Yeah, because I was in his kitchen. Anyway, what happened was not one police officer has arrested him. And then I had a young guy stalk me once before and threaten to kill me. Not only did the police threaten to shoot me, my mum, I called her just before I went outside and they showed up, and they quickly put their guns back in their holsters. 3 police getting ready to pull their guns out to aim at me to shoot me. And this guy stalked me for 4 years. They actually drove him outside the front of my house, Toronto and Newcastle police, and gave him a lift out the front of my house, and they knew that he was trying to kill me and didn't arrest him neither. So it's okay that I've got a broken foot, a broken ankle, threatened to stab in the gut on camera. He gets away with it. Then nearly strangled to death for 45 minutes on the phone to the police so you can hear me stop breathing, and hung up on me. And then on top of that, they actually come out here with a warrant for somebody else and trying to harass me and arrest me after being strangled around my throat and thrown around someone's kitchen and on the balcony because he could. So women, be very, very afraid, because if someone hits you, the police won't do anything. I can guarantee this is hit and shoved on video camera by the management at Woolworths, the bald guy. I had some young guy break my foot and my ankle, threatened to stab me, but that's okay. Then on camera, all of it, and then a young guy broke in my house and tried to kill me, and the police drove him to my house. And then when I complained, they got out their guns and nearly shot me dead, but Mum showed up because I called her. And I'm glad I did, because the 3 of them pulled their guns out ready to aim at me and kill me for ringing up about some guy trying to try and refusing to get off my property. Now, if it had been someone else, he would have got the punch in the head. Then they actually drove him to the front of my house and put him outside my front yard, knowing that he was stalking me and broke in and tried to kill me, and that he lived at Toronto with his mother, who got a restraining order on him too. This is Newcastle and Toronto Police Force. Now, what does that say? That says, hey, rape and murder women, men. Like, according to the police around here, you can do what you damn well want when you want. Well, that's okay. And they'll give you a lift outside the victim's house before you kill her. And this is Newcastle and Toronto Police. Then I said that I'm going viral on YouTube, which I have, and I'm doing it again, because they refuse to arrest anyone that assaults me, and a year later I'm still walking around with a broken ankle, and the healthcare system, like 3 of my neighbours are dead, and I always wondered why, wouldn't even operate on my broken foot, and then the ambulance wouldn't even show up. I called them twice, and they didn't even bother showing up, and then made some diary bull excuse that there were none there. I go past by bus every day. There's usually about 5 minimum just sitting there doing nothing. So that says that I'm allowed to be physically... then there was a bus driver too, and the police took a statement too, and it was on video camera. One of the bus drivers with white balding hair and a white moustache threatened to rape me and undid his zip while he was walking towards me while sitting up the back, and said he'd effed me stupid. Not arrested neither. Then he locked me on the bus a second time in front of the bus, and they didn't do anything. Instead, I was abused by one of my friends for getting upset because he locked me on the bus after threatening to rape me. How dare I? And this is Newcastle and Toronto Police Force. So if that's not once has anyone been arrested for assaulting me, and then on top of that they come around here and threaten to arrest me for something I didn't even do. It wasn't even my name. Lovely, isn't it? So that says go get F females, and I bet you there's thousands and thousands of women out there that go through the same, because in this day and age, what is it? Crime is on the increase that bad that I googled it, and hundreds of people gone missing in Newcastle. And the police don't do their job, because I had one guy threaten to rape me twice at the Glendale toilets. He was in the men's and went around. I told the police, I said, why don't you put an undercover cop there? That's simple. And they told me to go get my business. So, you know, and I see him, he's actually married and he walks around the shops, because I'll never forget what he wore. And he wears the same clothes. He hasn't even changed them. The same shoes and the same voice. So they haven't bothered to do that neither. And this is why murder is on the increase by, of course, only men, because it's the women that the police refuse to charge. Like when a man assaults a woman, they get away with it. And when I was in jail, I actually met, yes, I was framed. I was hit on camera again about 7 times, and they arrested me when I called them. Because the legal courts just couldn't give a shit about getting the video footage of me being slapped around on camera. Yeah, and one lady was there for a year. She was pregnant for smashing her own furniture. Now, this is disgusting. When there's men out there killing and killing and killing, the police are more interested in framing women and sticking them in jail instead of arresting the men. And this is what happens when you have men controlling most of the government jobs. And this is how corrupt the system is.